stating that most of the charges against the Trump administration that stem from the infamous Dossier are unsubstantiated. Officials declined to repudiate the document in full, but said that most of the charges of elections collusion have so far been unproven, the Washington Times reports. The dossier first made its way into the public almost a year and a half ago. This frank admission comes after scores of hours of testimony from key witnesses before the House Intelligence Committee. Its most recent appearance was by FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. He spent 8 hours in a closed-door session last week. During his testimony, McCabe declined to criticize the dossier's 35 pages of salacious and criminal charges against Donald Trump and his aides. But he said it remains largely unverified, according to a source familiar with ongoing congressional inquiries. Sources speculated to the Washington Times that it would be embarrassing for Mr. McCabe to condemn a political opposition research paper on which his agents based decisions to open a counterintelligence investigation and interview witnesses. Some press reports said the FBI cited the dossier's information in requests for court-approved wiretaps. McCabe is retiring early next year, sources say. The Times reports that Michael E. Horowitz, the Justice Department's Inspector General, is investigating whether or not McCabe should have recused. McCabe made the investigation public shortly after the inauguration, and his probe quickly widened into whether or not the FBI investigation into suspected Trump-Russia collusion is rigged. It centers on the FBI's Peter Strzok, the lead agent in the Trump case, until special counsel Robert Mueller fired him in July. The reason? He sent a number of text messages ridiculing Mr. Trump to Lisa Page, his FBI lover. He texted about a meeting with Andy, apparently Mr. McCabe, in which it was discussed that Mr. Trump had no chance of winning, but there was a risk he might. "I'm afraid we can't take that risk," Mr. Strzok said in August 2016. "It's like an insurance policy in the unlikely event you die before you're 40. The author of the dossier, former writer and British spy Christopher Steele, told Mother Jones magazine that he successfully urged the FBI to begin investigating the Trump team based on his memos. Republicans have ridiculed the Bureau for trusting a paid agent of the Clinton campaign. The House committee investigating the dossier are looking at the following: who funded the dossier and how its information was spread by Paymaster Fusion GPS and then used by the FBI. The Obama administration's unmasking of the identities of private citizens caught up in surveillance of foreigners. Recent misconduct inside the Department of Justice and the FBI. What do you think? Is it all falling apart? Sound off below and let us know.